My name is Riley Phillips, and I'm an illustrator. A few years back, I found myself living in Southern California, working as an illustrator for a pretty big production company, designing characters on a pipeline. And I began to start asking some serious questions about very real steps we could take to move away from that and into a way of life that would be whole. On that journey, I came upon this book, Henry and the Great Society. And as I read it, I connected all too well with Henry and his story. I felt that I was reading my own story. I certainly related to the unfulfilled promise of that great society. And I felt as if the journey we began in taking steps out of Southern California was a journey of reversing Henry's story. Since going on this journey, I've spent so much time working digitally, and I've always maintained a sketchbook, but I just felt like I really have a calling on me, on my life, to work back toward doing a lot of traditional work and getting back into things that I could actually frame and give to somebody, and just not be so immersed all the time in video screens and things like that. So kind of mandate on my life or something to draw on my sketchbook every single day. Something that I did when I was young, but lost along the way. Henry's introduction to and the pressures that come to buy a vehicle, when his simple way with his horse and wagon were for him good enough, and just the fast pace of life that it introduced. There's a moment when a car passes him by and just blasts past him and leaves him in the dust. And it's pretty disheartening to him. So the image is a pretty classic idea, I guess, of just that modern insensitivity, just blast by at 100 miles an hour and leave everybody else in the dust. So it's just toying with this idea of a silhouetted man on a wagon with his horses. What does my life look like now? Well, it doesn't look like getting on a train at 5 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning, for an hour and a half into downtown Los Angeles and maybe seeing my kids by the time I get home and they're in bed. It looks instead like waking up at 5:30 in the morning and taking my kids with me to milk some goats, to process that milk, to sit down to a meal together, read and pray together. It looks like sharing my day with them as I work from home now as an illustrator, and I'm able to enjoy some wonderful interruptions from them throughout the day. It looks like going out and weeding and harvesting from a 3-acre garden that we share with a handful of other families. It looks like eating meals that we grew the vegetables for, and it looks like wholeness. Life is at home. Life is here. I feel incredibly honored to be able to illustrate this book because I believe in it. I think that the story of Henry and the Great Society is going to be an incredible blessing to a lot of people who have felt as I have felt, and as Henry in the book feels.